Hello there, people. How are you today? And I am happier than I was earlier, if I must say. And that rhymes. And I'll tell you why I am in a rhyming mood simply because Matt Hancock has finally resigned as a health secretary after admitting breaking COVID rules. The main thing for me was not really the case of okay, whether he can act as a health secretary in and that he has basically broken the COVID rules. That's not. He has continuously, previously, without a doubt, has acted in an unprofessional manner. Didn't know what he was doing in his job, completely acting like a fool, and has been getting away with, quite frankly, people dying from COVID-19. And he's supposed to be the health secretary. And I remember the interview against when he was speaking to Piers Morgan. He was saying our team did actually try our best. So in hindsight, I wouldn't change it because I would have done the same thing. No, you. That is just absolutely preposterous. Okay, and quite frankly, Piers Morgan was pressing him on it further in regards to making the mistakes. Would you actually do the same? But he just didn't get it. He just was saying, obviously, I wouldn't know that information. Therefore, I would have made this decision because I would have made this decision. But he was just basically didn't want to answer the question. But the main point is, has he done good in regards to being a health secretary? Hell no. Now, yesterday he was caught in the act of basically adultery, having an affair, and there were photos going round. And quite frankly, that just made me absolutely livid, to be honest. I mean, look, I'm not. I don't care what people do in their lives. It's not about what the people do in their private lives. I couldn't care less. But when you are getting like roughly, I don't know, maybe about 100 grand a year or whatever, however much the health secretary is getting paid, and you are going out and you're supposed to be not breaking the COVID rules, and you're the health secretary, dude, and for the sake of basically having an affair, which basically shows what type of character you really are, it shows your ethical background. You do not stand at all in anybody's light of a worthy person who is reliable. You do not. He was going out, getting jiggy, having a good time, and then he's saying, "Oh, you know what? I shouldn't resign." He was just contemplating this. Dude, you were contemplating that to resign? You should have kicked him out of his door straight away. But let's have a read of this article anyway. Matt Hancock has resigned as health secretary after admitting breaking COVID rules. Downing Street says it comes after leaked CCTV appeared to show him kissing an aide in his departmental office. Oh, matron. The images published by The Sun show Mr. Hancock in an embrace with former lobbyist Gina Goldangelo on 6th of May. Ooh, more than a week before social distancing rules were eased around close contact indoors for people from separate households. Ms. Colandello, whatever, who has been a close friend of a former cabinet minister, a bit too close, since their time at university, was appointed as a non-executive director at the Department of Health and Social Care last year. Oh, Miss Moneypenny. Labour and Liberal Democrats had demanded Mr. Hancock's removal. What a name, Hancock's removal. Well, we all know where this name has come from. I guess I don't even want to speculate and joke. I'm not trying to joke. It's a serious incident what happened. It's bloody annoying when these type of people are running the flipping country. What's going on? Okay, saying that footage has raised questions over whether there was a conflict of interest in the appointment of Miss Colin D'Angelo and whether social distancing rules had been broken. Dude, you had an affair, man. What the hell are you doing? You're a health and social care spokes secretary. What are you talking about? Health secretary. You are not very healthy. Maybe you are because you may be using the right precaution for having an affair. But regardless, dude, we have all lost a lot in terms of people's lives have been destroyed with this COVID-19. You're going out there getting jiggy. Man, good riddance to bad people, man. Good riddance to bad people. I don't give a damn. He deserved it. Department of Health and Social Care spokesman had early rejected any impropriety, saying this appointment was made in the usual way and followed the correct procedure. Really, what was this appointment? Matron. As questions over his future were growing, Mr. Hancock pulled out pulled out of a planned constituency event and issued a written statement apologizing for breaking COVID rules, but indicated he intended to continue in post. Obviously, somehow, some way, he's gonna kiss somebody's backside and get in there back again. But regardless, these type of morons, corrupt people, this is what's dragging the country down. I accept that I breached the social distancing guidance in these circumstances. I've let people down and I'm very sorry. I remain focused on working to get the country out of this pandemic. Dude, it's been over a year. 18 months, man. And you're still focused? What are you focusing on? You clearly haven't got blood in your brain. Man, it's completely in the wrong position. And you're saying, what the heck, man? Working to get the country out of this pandemic and would be grateful for privacy for my family on this personal matter. He said, hold up, you got caught on CCTV. You should have known there were cameras over there. What do you expect? You know, Mr. Hancock has been married to his wife Martha for 15 years and they have 3 children together. The Sunday Times reported in November that Mr. Hancock had failed to declare that he appointed Ms. Colin D'Angelo as an unpaid advisor. Oh, he was paying her. Or whatever. Nah, he wasn't paying her at all. He was paying her a visit. That's what he was doing. Ms. Colin D'Angelo as an unpaid advisor on a 6-month contract last March and later gave her a role on the board of Department of Health. Ooh, Ms. D'Angelo, who is listed on the department's website as a non-executive director, is the marketing and communication director at British Retail Oliver Bonus. What are these weird names these people have got? Oliver Bonus? It sounds like a movie. This is gonna be a parody movie, which was founded by her husband Oliver Tress. Her linked profile says she has been working as a non-executive director at the Department of Health since September 2020 and was at Oxford University at the same time as the Health Secretary. Mr. Hancock was appointed Health Secretary by then Prime Minister Theresa May in 2018. During the course of a pandemic, he had been critical of those who broke COVID rules, included Professor Neil Ferguson, a senior epidemiologist, who sat on the government's advisory panel stage. Speaking to Sky News in May last year after it broke, revealed, okay, let's get to the end of the article, I just can't be bothered. Asked if he thought of Professor Ferguson should have been prosecuted, the Health Secretary said, it's a matter for the police as a government minister. I'm not allowed to get involved in the operational decision of police matters, but I think the social distancing rules are very important and people should follow them. Recently, man, Hancock has been heavily criticized by Boris Johnson's former chief advisor, Dominic Cummings, in a lengthy evidence session to a joint select committee of MPs investigating the government's handling of a pandemic. Mr. Cummings said the former health secretary should have been sacked for at least 15 to 20 things, including lying to everybody on multiple occasions. Definitely. I said repeatedly from the February and March, if we don't fire the Secretary of State and if we don't get the testing in someone else's hands, we are going to kill people and it's going to be a catastrophe, Mr. Cummings said. Yes, PPE was the problem. Absolutely ridiculous the way government handled every single thing. They did not know what they were doing. Tories had no clue what they were doing. They had stock for PPE already in the UK, but they didn't want to even address that, and then they were getting PPE from abroad. The whole situation was a giant poop, man. Seriously, I'm glad this guy is gone. Finally, there's some justice and good riddance to bad news. Goodbye, my friend. And I'm not a guy who likes to crap on people. I really don't care. I'm not a guy who's, like to see the demise of people, but for him, I'm happy. Anyway, thank you guys. Please like, subscribe, share.